Okay, so we're on the way back home. Well, actually, we're not going back home. We're leaving Niagara Falls. And from Niagara Falls, we're going to be going through Buffalo in New York. We'll be heading down to Cleveland. And then we'll probably the 90 to Toledo. That's Ohio. And let me see. Okay, so then we're going through Indiana up to Chicago. From Chicago, we'll be going north and taking the 90, so we'll pass through Milwaukee and Madison in Wisconsin. Uh, and then we'll be stopping at Rochester. From Rochester, we're continuing and we'll be passing Sioux Falls. So after pass Minnesota and Rochester, Minnesota, then we'll be going to Sioux Falls in South Dakota, continuing to Rapid City. When we get to Rapid City, we're going to take the road headed to Mount Rushmore. And I'll be detailing a little bit more about this trip as we go along. We've circled the United States basically starting in San Bernardino through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, back through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, to Washington, D.C., New York, Pennsylvania, back to New York, from New York again through Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, below Michigan, and then Indiana, Illinois, and then Iowa, well, Wisconsin, and then Iowa, and then Minnesota, South Dakota, and we'll be reaching Rapid City shortly, and that's where we'll go to see Mount Rushmore and take the tour over there. I hope you're enjoying this video because this video was supposed to have been made back in 2015 when we were ending our trip, but because of uncalled for circumstances, we had to delay our trip. And so when we almost got to Mount Rushmore, we had to turn around. And we started going back. I turned around and I went from South Dakota to Minnesota, and then I took down Iowa, through Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, Utah, through Las Vegas, and back to San Bernardino. But as I'm speaking right now, I have sold my travel trailer, and it was a beautiful travel trailer, and it was well taken care of. It just it just brings so many memories as I speak about it. But what I went and did is I went and bought a motorhome. I've always wanted a motorhome. I used to have a motorhome many, many years ago, but I bought this motorhome and I saw the best kind that I wanted, the kind that I wanted. I saw it at Alvarado, Texas. They had the best deal, brand new. I ordered it right from Thor Industries, and they're based up in the northern states somewhere. I can't remember. But anyway, this the dealership. I ordered it through them. It got there one day. On that day, I went over there, picked it up, drove it home the next day. So it was brand new right off the lot. I really enjoy this motorhome, and now as I speak, even though I'm making this video that I should have made a long, long time ago, now that I speak, I am starting to travel with my motorhome. And after this video, I will have new videos, but this time of my motorhome, and of other trips that I've been taking. This trip right now I'm on consists of 5 or 6 campgrounds in Southern California, one right after the other. After that, I'm headed toward New Mexico for a favor for a friend, and then come back, and then I'm going to tour the western United States. So enjoy the video, and I'll speed it up a little bit so that it won't take too long. Some of these videos are a little boring. Well, thank you, and enjoy the video. Well, as we continue on this journey back home, um, it has been an experience going through all the states. Or altogether, we traveled 33 states, and it's been an experience I'll never forget. Though I had no flat tires, I had no engine problems, I had no problems with any of the campgrounds, I had no problems with any of the camp hosts. I met a lot of nice people, met people from all over the world. Mostly the people that I met in some of the campgrounds in the East Coast were from Canada, a couple from Alaska. In Florida, I met a lot of people from Texas. I have no idea, but that's the way it is. They were all very, very nice people. The folks that I met in the western states, well, when I was going there, were from back east because they wanted the warmer weather, I guess. Um, with this new motorhome, I will be traveling, and I will be traveling the western states. The new motorhome I bought is a Thor 2016 Ace motorhome. The model is a 30.2. It's the bunk bed style. The reason I bought the bunk beds is because not only does it give me extra room, but I can move one of the bunk beds. I mean, the mattress from the bottom bunk bed, I can move it to the top bunk bed, and now I have um, a lot of extra storage if I want to do that. Of course, I have to be careful because each bunk bed has their own TV, their own, they're pretty well fixed up for entertainment. I don't know how much entertainment you're going to have, but that's the way they come. Very comfortable bunk beds. And they all have a nice full window too. Anyway, the motorhome is really good. It's a 80-gallon gas tank compared to my travel trailer, which was, well, it wasn't, the travel trailer didn't take no gas. It was my truck, my Toyota Tundra. It took 20 gallons. But with 80 gallons on this motorhome, I think I'm averaging about maybe 8 miles to a gallon, maybe more, maybe less. I'm not sure. I still have to find out some more as I keep driving it. But then again, when I went to buy the motorhome, the guy asked me, he says, well, you bought this motorhome, how do you feel about the mileage? And I said, I have no comment. I have to pay whatever the gas is. That's why I'm buying a motorhome, to enjoy it. And he says, that's good, because when people ask how many miles does a motorhome get, they can't afford it. That's the last thing should be on your mind, is the gas prices. So with that, I'll continue with this video and let you enjoy it. And thank you for watching. So as we come to the end of this video, um, out of all the video I have taken from when I started to come home to back to California, um, there must have been at least, I don't know, 30 of them, maybe 3 hours worth, 4 hours worth. But what I'll do is I'll put a few of these out there, and if you want to watch them, you can. Um, I think the best part was when I was going through Colorado. I was going down the 80 headed toward the 15, and I decided to take a shortcut. I said, well, here's a road. It's called Highway 76 and 70, and it'll go right to make a nice, as the bird flies, shortcut to the 15, and I'll be right above Las Vegas when I enter the 15. Well, little did I know that it took me straight up to Aspen, Colorado, and then I had to come down. And it seemed like forever and a day by the time I got to the bottom of you know, of a sea level or whatever. Um, but it was a good experience. It was a good drive, and I'd do it all over again. Um, there's a lot of mountains to see. There's a lot of beautiful scenery to see. Good restaurants. But one thing about when you're traveling through Colorado or Utah, you have to make sure that at least you know exactly where the gas stations are, and you have to make sure that everything's working correctly because there's so many places where you're going through the mountains, the hills in Colorado and Utah, and it's always all those roads are they're very, very good, well-maintained roads. That's why they're always under construction. That two lanes become one, and I mean you have to watch yourself because you have like 9.5 feet between the left and the right side, so you don't want to take a bunch of cones with you or fall into the river or go down a hill. You're seems like headed toward Las Vegas from Colorado. You're always going straight down or curving down. So what I would suggest is make sure everything's working right and don't ride your brakes. Enjoy the ride and stop and get some rest. It was an emergency when we were headed back, so I drove from Niagara all the way to almost Rapid City, and then I turned around, went from Rapid City and almost to Colorado, which is no big deal because I'm retired. I can do anything I want, even drive for 4 days straight. I enjoyed it all the way. But anyway, hope you enjoy this video, and I'll try to see if I can get another one out there real soon. Thank you for watching.